Drawing a cake with shadows. In the last lesson, you learned how to draw a cake on a tablecloth and possibly even stuff in the background. I took a Sharpie marker and went over all of my designs. And then I took some regular markers and I added lots of color. Then I took my scissors and put them at an angle so I could pretend like that was the light that was coming in at an angle. And I took my gray marker, or if you used crayons, you can use a gray crayon. And I'm pretending like I'm figuring out where the shadow would be if the light was coming in at that angle, if the scissors were a light. So I figured out that part of this would be covered up because it would be covered up by the other side of the cake wedge. And then I'm drawing a line down here because I think there would be a shadow there also. And I'm kind of thinking about Wayne Thiebaud's artwork as I do this because he is so good about making these cool shadows where the light would be making a shadow. So I'm going through and I'm adding in the shadow on top. And then I'm making this go a little bit faster just for you guys. So coloring it in, making a shadow. I'm trying to make it look nice and neat, and I might even go over it with another layer. Now I'm using those scissors again to try to figure out, where would the shadow be on the outside of the cake? So I'm going through and I'm making the shape of how I think that shadow would be, and then I'm coloring it in. So once again, going through and adding my gray on top of what I've already done. Now, my cake is on a plate, so that plate is going to give a little bit of an edge of a shadow also. So I'm continuing my shadow down below where that plate would be. There is my cake. But then I decided I wanted to add a little bit of chocolate icing design onto the top. So I did that. And here is my final product. Yay! Now add details and shadows to your cake. Make it look special.